Hey guys, it's Davlin again. This question comes again from Anemian, and he asks, also, I've been thinking about your writing, and there's a lot of power in it, but have you given thought to developing an independent character? You know, a figure that people could identify with as well, influenced by your own experiences. First, that's a hell of a compliment. I really appreciate that. When it comes to my work, I would say out of everything I've done, 85 to 90% of it is all 100% true. It's my experiences as I live them. I have done some fictional pieces. I've got a blog dedicated to my songs and my fictional work, and it's lyricsandfabrications.blogspot.com. I've been through some crazy shit, man, and I can tell you that truth is often stranger than fiction. As cliche as it is, it's true. I've written about love, I've written about horror, I've written heartache. I mean, I've written the entire emotional spectrum, and it's all true. So a lot of times I didn't really feel this need to write fiction whenever my life provides such creative fodder. That being said, I do enjoy some fiction, but as I mentioned in the previous video, I enjoy writing short excerpts of a story as opposed to the entire thing. I just like the small emotional impacts, which is what I do in fiction. I'll just give you the heat of one moment, and then I don't want to finish it because I just like hearing about that one person or that one part in that person's journey. I have this idea in my head that I've had since I was 17 about the end of the world, which is influenced by some of my own experiences. And I've been working on it for 10 fucking years, and it's nowhere close to being finished. In fact, it only gets bigger. It started out as one book and evolved into two. And I would love to tell that story. It's one of my biggest dreams to have that finished and in your hands. The first part, which is called Harbinger, I started a couple of years ago with a friend of mine, and we were going to do it as a graphic novel, which unfortunately, like another comic book, has a name Harbinger, which never fails. Someone always beats me to the punch. And this happens with any time I start a creative endeavor with someone else. Like, they realize how much work it is entailed, and they give up. And then I'm left with all this material that I can't really do anything with because they're fucking gone. And Harbinger was that way. We almost finished the first issue, and it was so fucking good. I was so excited about it. And then he's like, no, I got a life. I can't do this. And now, as much as I want to tell that story, I feel like I can't because a few of the ideas that ended up in it came from him, and I would feel like I'm ripping him off and taking his credit, and that's not something I want to do. And with The Mark, it's about, like, whenever I was 17, I was working in Minyard, which is a grocery store here in Texas, and I hated it. Oh, I hated it. My goal every day whenever I went in there was to get fired, and they just kept promoting me because, to quote Kevin Smith, in life you kind of fail upwards. And I would joke about how when the world ends, all that's going to be left is cockroaches and Minyards. And that's where the first chapter of that book came from. It's about this guy named Joseph who's working in a grocery store when the world ends. And he gets out of there and he runs back home and he catches up with his little brother. And then the second chapter would flash forward 10 years after, when regarding the end of the world, the Bible is wrong, and it's all the consequences that come from that. And a couple of years ago, I was in the theater and I saw a trailer that looked, and I had the first chapter of The Mark is what its working title is. I've had it online for years, and I saw a trailer for a little film called Legion, and goddamn, they didn't take everything from that first chapter. Like the way, like there's an ice cream man that looks all creepy, and the way he moves and the way his mouth opens. I fucking wrote that years ago. And not saying it was stolen, I'm just saying probably was, but if you have an idea that's out there and you don't capitalize on it, eventually someone will. And now I feel like if I were to finish that, it would seem like it was ripping that off, which kind of pisses me off. But yeah, that's one fictional thing that I've tried. There was another one which was a screenplay, and it's called High School Hierarchy, and it's about halfway done, and I fell so in love with these characters. And at the halfway point of the script is whenever all hell breaks loose, and I fell so in love with these characters I cannot bring myself to put them through what they need to go through for the story to reach its conclusion. So it's unfinished and they're safe. But yeah, like I've always felt more comfortable in autobiography because I feel like you can throw a rock and you'll hit a better writer than me, and I kind of let them stick to fiction. And as far as people relating, I think it's more powerful if when they're reading something and they know it's true, and they can just hit a little axe button and I'm there and they can talk to me. Like that to me is so much more powerful, and that's kind of where I like to take my art. But who knows, maybe one day I'll finish those other projects or start a new one. But for now, I'm going to stay a narcissist and write about me. Till next time, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Thanks for listening.